say saw, more like heard it from a distance, really.
Now that's crazy, bro.
The name's John. Now pass me some grog, Mr. Innkeeper.
We don't serve your kind here, bucko.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean, you cockroach?
Did you not hear a goddamn word of what I just said?
Yeah, I heard you, dipshit.
Great. Now get the fuck out, you.
It's been over 6 months since we last saw Brian. No warning, no message, no call. He simply vanished. Was it all because of that one mistake? Was it because he was embarrassed to admit what he had done?
Even after Hand the Carrot's conviction for tax evasion...
people, for Christ's sake, Hand the Carrot should have lost his business license
Was
long
enterprise
ago.
caught money laundering. Official documents made public from the Holy
Famous
Nation
overweight
IRS.
Kenshi YouTuber Brian goes missing. Our latest reports state that Brian was last seen entering a McDonald's restaurant in Oslo, Norway.
So, this is how the Grog Saga comes to an end. No finale, no answers, just endless speculation. And as for Brian, he remains missing to this day.
Yep, I'm back. And we're moving to the Shem. So, that's fucking great. So you might be asking yourself, why on God's green earth would Brian of all people be moving back to the desert of Arrakis? In search of spice, maybe? Well, no. There is a simple explanation, but I'll probably regret moving back since I've failed once before in the past. No, help! Help! Here's an explanation of why the Piss Forest sucks ass and why I wanted to move out. The Burning Forest outpost was simply too hard to oversee since we kept getting attacked by slavers, and the main HQ, let's just say the Holy Lord Phoenix isn't quite fond of us. Also, being forced into elusive partnerships with powerful businessmen might be one of the reasons why we're forced to move back here.
Delightful. We will be in touch.
As mentioned previously, I did try all the way back in episode 1 to conquer the Shem, but it didn't quite work out to our favor. However, now I am back with an iron will to turn the Shem into my domain. I mean, sure, there's probably some sandworms, bandits, Fremen that could stand in my way, but is the Shem really viable in terms of economical factors? I saw a mod, which actually piqued my interest. And it essentially added traders in the region of Shem. And I'm kind of tempted to download that mod and then settle in Shem. Let me do some research. So after some browsing, we managed to locate a couple of mods of interest. Okay, first thing that pops up, nudist mods. I did not search that, it came up. We saw some YouTube videos highlighting the various minerals and ecological perks of settling in the Shem, which would be perfect for our concept of growing plants. Because that makes Shem a viable option to settle in, which I like. And with the bonus of trade vendors and other settlers living in the region, our path was now more clear than ever. We're going back to Shem. That is a fucking horrendous idea. Now, all that remained to be done was to conclude old business, pack our belongings, and take the first ornithopter out of the burning forests, which, well, is easier said than actually done. So, yeah, fuck me, man. Traveling in Kenshi can often prove itself to be a difficult activity to partake in, often due to dangerous wildlife inhabiting the world. However, certain regions, like Ocarn's Valley, have paladins guarding the road, while more barren regions usually host hostile wildlife, like big fucking cockroaches, or like the simple bandits that are after your precious cats. So Hand, worrying about the safety of his people, decided to venture first, solo, to the Shem to survey the region. Now let me try and get to Shem without getting killed. The journey itself proved to be uneventful for Hand, more so than usual considering that the Burning Forest is quite a hostile place to travel in. However, he has had the displeasure of having traveled this route on multiple occasions. After running for a whole day through this fucking piss forest, he managed to reach the outskirts of that which would be known as Arrakis, or in Kenshi terms, I guess, the Shem would suffice. Now, the only thing that potentially stood in his way is either dehydration or beak things. Of course, for a mere mortal, the journey itself would prove to be lethal and take several weeks, but Hand can traverse any terrain without difficulty, except for water, since, you know, he can't fucking swim. It feels so weird being back in Kenshi as well. It's been a very, very long time since I've played. Like a very long time. Where's this so-called settlement in question? Oh, there it is! Nice! Check it out. Business is actually booming here. Once Han made it to the hillbilly hamlet, which he had the pleasure of having visited previously in episode 1, he would rest for a brief moment before continuing on with his mission of scouting and surveying the region. The fuck do I do again? Prospect, that's how I do it. Fertility's high, stone is high, iron is high, water is mediocre. I guess this is our... Not a big fan of large open spaces for a base. Like, personal preference, just saying. Let me just keep looking around a bit. Aren't there beak things out here? We had finally found a spot which had both high amounts of water and fertility, all which were vital. Nah, we're settling here at this little cross point. Right here. Boom! In the middle. In the middle, lads. Han's vision was now clear. All that remained to be done was to achieve the manpower required for the job. If you don't join our Discord, I'm gonna kill Hand off screen. I repeat, I'm gonna kill... We then got quickly to work making the layout and foundation for our future base. I have a feeling it's not gonna be possible to place turrets up here. It tends to happen when the walls are classified as a short wall and not a large wall, which sucks. Small wind farm here, I guess. Okay, whatever. Confirm. Here we go. The layout is complete. Water is okay. Fertility is great. Iron is great. Stone, not so good. But we could put up a stone farm here as well next to this copper node, so it's fine. I'm gonna sell all our belongings. I'm gonna deconstruct everything. Everything back at the old HQ. Just everything is gonna get demolished, and then I'm gonna move and transport every single person here who doesn't make it on the journey to this new location dies. It is what it is. Casualties are expected. Hand is gonna travel back to the fucking town and send out his pigeons. The people can start moving their asses. This new base of operation. Here's the man who has the pigeons. Would you kindly send out your best pigeon across the land to inform my What are you doing? To inform my comrades of what's about to happen. Thank you. With the layout of the new base completed, all that remained to be done was for the Grog Boys to immobilize. However, them being scattered in various locations, the scouts in the burning forest and the Grog Boys back in the main HQ, it would prove to be rather difficult. And another bonus on top of all of this is that the main HQ is starving to death. Over at the Scout Boys research outpost, Abby was about to deliver the sad news of their departure and quest for reaching the Shem.
I have received your newest orders directly from Han the Carrot himself. I will give you the forewarning that some of you might not like what you are about to hear. Your new orders are to abandon post and travel to the Shem and wait for...
Wait, what do you mean abandon post?
Is there a problem with your orders, Carrot Boss?
Yeah, we got a fucking problem.
Compose yourself, Carrot. This isn't worth starting a fight.
So you're fine with accepting this? All our hard work was for nothing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But for now, just follow orders before things get ugly, okay?
You better listen to your boyfriend and get back in line. Besides, you don't have the free will to reject this new order anyway.
With that, the Scout Boys packed down their belongings and said their farewell to the new base that they had managed to build for Hand. Here's what we're gonna do. Everybody, line up.
Now we have a lot of distance to cover. If you fall behind, you will be left for dead.
As we travel to the Shem.
I sure hope Hand knows what he is doing.
Hopefully for the scouts, the journey wouldn't be too treacherous. Wow, this is truly what you can refer to as speed. Let's look back here in this HQ, our beautiful base. Back at the main HQ, Guokmang had now received Han's newest orders.
I have received our new orders from Han's pigeon. We are tasked with incinerating all evidence of our unofficial operations here in Okrens Valley. Afterwards, we proceed with immobilizing all our people directly to the Shem. I trust you can oversee this, Chungus.
It will be done, Blackmane.
With the Grog Boys now readying themselves for a large-scale migration whilst being severely emaciated, on the horizon a large storm was approaching. It would appear that the Holy Lord Phoenix himself had hired assassins to kill all Grog Boys' employees. No one back at the HQ was in a fit state to fight, So we quickly alerted one of our trade partners to hopefully come to our aid in this desperate time of need.
Bro, not gonna lie, we are so fucked.
Yeah, I noticed.
As our defenses were fragile and our main gate wasn't even fully repaired from our last attack by the Black Dragon ninjas, it proved to be a easy base to infiltrate. The fight was cruel and the attackers were skilled and cunning. They eventually managed to breach our first line of defense and quickly made their way towards the second gate. The Grog boys, not even fully prepared for their journey, had no other choice than to bear arms and fight their way out of the HQ. With the help of our security, consisting of Goblin, Crossy, Jesus, and Gaijin, the Grog boys managed to slip out of the ongoing conflict. However, the security stayed behind to cover their escape. It was quickly discovered, however, that our trade partners weren't really our allies to begin with. They secretly worked for a company known as the SRGH, or the Trade Federation. They spared no one inside the base, and quickly stole, well, what belongings they could find. Thankfully, Chungus had incinerated all evidence and recipes of our products. And with that, the passing of Crossy the Aussie and Jesus died defending our base. As for Gaijin, well, I honestly don't fucking care. So what happens now? The entire Grog Boys Industries is in disarray. Are people murdered and killed by the SRGH Trade Federation? Will the scouts even make it safely from the burning forest to their new destination of the Shem? And how will the business handle the tragic news which are about to unfold? There's only one thing we can do now to regain our strength, and that is to seek out those who betrayed us in the first place. Find out in the next episode of the Grog Saga. Probably not coming out before 2 years. Okay, you know the drill. A huge thank you to the Patreon boys: Taco Bye, Banging Bobby, Saint_PD, Poppy Carl, Venus, Trash Man, Cyrax_66, Tundra, Terra, and the Ungentleman. Make sure to subscribe. Because if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna everyone.